Welcome to the Wellness Lab Digest, where we help you to absorb powerful, life-changing insights from top wellness experts with our daily bite-sized wellness podcast summaries. Each episode is packed with distilled, powerful takeaways to boost your health and well-being. To support this podcast, please scroll down on whatever app you're listening. Ratings and reviews are helpful. Even better, just send the show to a friend. Check out our sponsors at the bottom of the page, or simply click the Support the Show link below the episode description.
Skinny fat. It sounds like an oxymoron, right? But this puzzling phenomenon is more common than you might think, and it's shaking up our understanding of health and fitness.
That's intriguing. What exactly do you mean by skinny fat?
Well, it's a term used to describe people who appear thin or are within a healthy BMI range, but actually have a higher proportion of body fat compared to muscle mass. It's like a hidden health issue that's not immediately visible to the naked eye.
Oh, I see. So it's not just about how you look on the outside, but what's going on beneath the surface.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. This condition isn't just about aesthetics. There are potential health implications to being skinny fat that many people might not be aware of.
Really? What kind of health risks are we talking about?
Well, while being within a healthy BMI range is generally good for avoiding certain health risks like cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes, having a higher proportion of body fat to muscle mass can still put you at risk. In fact, some studies suggest that people who are skinny fat might face similar health risks as those who are overweight or obese.
Wow, that's eye-opening. I think a lot of our listeners might be surprised to hear that. So what causes someone to become skinny fat in the first place?
Great question. There are actually several factors at play here. The main cause is insufficient muscle mass, which is particularly common in women. Society often emphasizes thinness for women rather than muscle tone, which can lead to this imbalance. But it's not just a women's issue. Men can be affected too.
I can see how that societal pressure could contribute. Are there other factors involved?
Absolutely. It often comes down to a combination of factors: little to no strength-based exercise, not eating enough protein, and choosing very low-calorie or restrictive diets. And let's not forget about genetics. Some people are simply more predisposed to storing fat in certain ways.
That makes sense. I've definitely noticed a trend of people focusing more on cardio and restrictive diets rather than strength training. But isn't cardio supposed to be good for us?
Well, cardio is indeed beneficial for overall health, but it's not the whole picture. Excessive cardio without proper strength training can actually contribute to the skinny fat phenomenon. It's all about balance. Cardiovascular exercise has numerous health benefits and can complement a strength training routine, but it shouldn't be the sole focus of your fitness regimen.
I see. So it's not about eliminating cardio, but rather incorporating strength training as well. That's a nuanced approach that I think many people might overlook.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the role of diet in all of this. Many people think that eating a low-fat diet or drastically cutting calories is the key to staying thin and healthy. But in reality, a diet for fat loss should focus on choosing high-quality foods and prioritizing protein to support lean body mass.
That's interesting. Can you elaborate on why protein is so important in this context?
Certainly. Protein is crucial for maintaining and building muscle mass. When you're in a calorie deficit to lose fat, adequate protein intake helps ensure that you're losing fat, not muscle. Plus, protein is one of the most filling nutrients, which can help increase satiety throughout the day. This naturally leads to smaller portion sizes and less snacking, creating a calorie deficit without feeling deprived.
That makes a lot of sense. It sounds like there's a delicate balance to strike between calorie deficit for fat loss and adequate nutrition for muscle maintenance.
You're absolutely right. And that's where many people go wrong. They focus solely on cutting calories without considering the quality of those calories or how they're supporting their muscle mass. This can lead to that skinny fat look we're talking about.
I can see how that might happen. But what about stress? Does that play a role in all of this?
Oh, that's a great point. One often overlooked factor is indeed stress. Chronic high stress levels can spike cortisol, a hormone that can cause your body to store excess fat and become more prone to overeating. Not getting adequate sleep can also place stress on your body, increasing cortisol levels. It's a reminder that health isn't just about diet and exercise. It's about our overall lifestyle.
Wow, I had no idea stress could have such a direct impact on body composition. It really emphasizes the importance of a holistic approach to health, doesn't it?
Absolutely, it's all interconnected. Diet, exercise, sleep, stress management, they all play a role in our overall health and body composition. And that's an important takeaway for our listeners. Addressing skinny fat isn't about quick fixes or extreme measures. It's about making sustainable lifestyle changes that improve your overall health and body composition.
That's a great point. It's not just about how you look, but how you feel and your long-term health. But I'm curious, how long might it take someone to see results if they're making these changes?
Well, that's a tough question to answer definitively because it varies so much from person to person. Factors like genetics, starting point, consistency, and the specific changes may all play a role. However, a healthy rate of fat loss is generally considered to be between 1-2 pounds per week. Building muscle, on the other hand, is a slower process. Most people can expect to gain about 1-2 pounds of muscle per month with consistent strength training and proper nutrition.
So it's a gradual process. I imagine that might be frustrating for some people who want quick results. How can people stay motivated during this journey?
Great question. Staying motivated can indeed be challenging when results aren't immediate. One effective strategy is to focus on non-scale victories. These could be improvements in strength, better sleep quality, increased energy levels, or even just feeling more comfortable in your clothes. It's also helpful to set small, achievable goals along the way, rather than fixating on a distant end goal.
Those are great suggestions. It sounds like changing your mindset is a big part of the process.
Absolutely. And remember, everyone's journey is different. What works for one person might not work for another, so it's always a good idea to consult with healthcare professionals or certified fitness experts for personalized advice.
Well said. I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today, from understanding what skinny fat really means to the factors that contribute to it and strategies for addressing it. We've covered a lot of ground.
We certainly have. And I hope our listeners find this information helpful and empowering. Remember, it's not about achieving some idealized body type, but about being the healthiest version of yourself. It's a journey, not a destination, and every small step counts.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for joining us for this fascinating discussion on skinny fat and body composition.
And remember, everybody is different, so be kind to yourself and others on this journey of health and wellness. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Wellness Lab Digest. If you have received value from the podcast, I have 3 asks of you. 1, share the show with your friends and send them a link to the show. 2, please leave a rating and review in whatever app you're listening. And last but not least, please let me know what topics you would like us to cover in the future. You can contact me by sending me a message using the Send Us a Text link below the episode description.